Big Bad Harmon, what's going on, buddy?
What's up? We had a little snow this week.
We did. I actually just came in from blowing some snow.
I bet you did. You dirty,
yes.
dirty man.
Yeah. But it wasn't bad. It was light, fluffy. Got it out of the way, and
Fluffy, yep.
yeah, it was good. Easy snowfall today.
I'm loving the old snow tires I bought off you there a couple years ago.
Are they still working? Still working good?
Still working good. Yeah.
Good. I don't want you in a ditch anywhere, so that's good.
Luckily, I'm big enough and my car's small enough that it just like me and like one other person can pick my car up out of a ditch. So
yes. Yep. Nice. Cool. So we got a fun one tonight. We're going to review Thunder in Paradise, the 1993 made-for-TV movie starring the Hulkster. Thunder in
Paradise. This wasn't on Showtime at like 11:30 p.m.?
The opening of it certainly seemed so. There's a lot of bikinis in this movie. I thought it was a little risque for TV, but so we're going to do that. Joining us tonight, the third man in the booth is Maine's best comedian, voted by the readers of the Portland Phoenix, Mr. Connor McGrath. What's going on, buddy?
Hello. Good evening, gentlemen. How are you doing?
Welcome, Mr. McGrath.
I'm very excited to be here to discuss my probably like my third favorite Hulk Hogan movie.
Is it really? Do you have a list like going? Like, do you have like a top 10?
I don't know if there's 10 Hulk Hogan movies. My favorite's Suburban Commando.
Yes.
And then No Holds Barred would be number 2.
Wow. Nice.
And then I'd probably say this.
Cool. We it's funny because like we run into you obviously like at the Limitless shows, so we know you from there. And then like the last show we went to, we kind of we got together and we're like, hey, like it'd be fun if you came on the show. And then I think we just wrapped up Suburban Commando, and you were like, oh man, like I would have loved to do that movie with you guys. And
I have the poster of Suburban Commando. I bought the poster off of eBay.
Nice. Off of eBay? What did that run you?
A solid like $12 or something.
Awesome. So we're like, okay, well let's try and do something maybe just as good. And I think it was you actually that recommended Thunder in Paradise, and I was like, holy shit, I haven't thought about that movie in a long time. I remember the TV show more than the actual movie.
This is like the pilot.
Yeah.
For the TV series.
Which Hogan film had Shannon Tweed in it?
Oh Jesus!
Oh, that was Assault on something.
Huh? I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah,
I would have remembered a Shannon Tweed movie. I don't remember that.
No, well, it was a Shannon Tweed movie. It was on TNT. It like replaced Nitro for a night or something. It was so there was no boobs in it. So that's probably why you don't remember it.
That's true. Yeah, because I remember all the Shannon Tweed movies with boobs in it. Because they almost all have boobs in it. So Connor, what have you been up to, man? You doing the comedy thing around Portland and in New England? What's the comedy life like for you before we get started?
Yeah, it's very very busy. I have worst day of the week at Blue in Portland right every Monday night, and then I have the Laugh Shack at Lincoln's every Thursday night in the Old Port at a secret location in the Old Port at Lincoln's, and that's really really good. The Laugh Shack at Lincoln's every Thursday night. If you're in Portland on a Thursday, that's the place to be. And next week I'm starting the Laugh Shack in the Lincoln's in Burlington, Vermont, at a secret location in Burlington, Vermont.
Very cool.
So doing shows all over. Got shows me in San Francisco and Pittsburgh, and going to be all over the country in 2018.
Very cool, man. Very nice. Awesome. Well, congratulations on your success, man. That's very cool. I love that you're doing stand-up and that you're killing it, man. It's great. So let's, before we dive into the movie review, let's do a few plugs here. Us, pretty much. You guys can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Maine Event Pod. You guys can check us out on Podbean and iTunes. We have a hotline if you guys want to give us a call, leave us a message. Text us. It works with text too. If you don't want to say anything, text us. The number is 929-260-3099. And we have a Teespring store if you guys want some Maine Event Pod t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, anything like that, go to our Teespring store. It is pinned to the top of our Facebook and Twitter pages. Go there, get yourself something cool. Speaking of cool things, strongstylebrand.com/main event pod. Enter code main event pod at checkout for 10% off. And really, really cool things going on over at strongstylebrand.com. They got some indie wrestling inspired gear, hoodies, t-shirts, shoes, all kinds of good stuff. Go there, check it out. Get a flat brimmed hat. They look good on most everybody except for Harmon. So, right?
No, my new glasses, they look pretty good.
Oh, all right. That's good. I'm glad you're rolling in style now. So,
I only had those glasses for like 12 years. It was fun.
Oh, yeah. You look good, man. I like the new glasses. I also have new glasses, and they're kind of similar to yours, except yours are like Ray-Bans and fucking awesome. Let's see. Limitless Wrestling is this episode drops on Friday, so I guess it's tonight. Limitless Wrestling is tonight. The World Is Ours, 7:30 at the Westbrook Armory.
You are listening to this in the car right now before you go in.
Yes, please do. It's at 120 Stroudwater Ave. If you are not at 120 Stroudwater Ave in like a couple hours, then you're gonna miss an awesome show. So tickets are available at Limitless Wrestling.
It might be sold out.
It might be sold out by then. I don't think it's sold out.
Close.
Yeah, as of Wednesday, I don't think it's sold out yet, but yeah, it should be close. So if you are, if they're not, I would suggest rolling down to the Westbrook Armory and trying to grab some tickets, last minute tickets. It's going to be, the whole card is going to be a barn burner. The main event's 4-way between Josh Briggs, Ace Romero, Anthony Green, and JT Dunn. And then it's just got like the best of the best out there on the indies. You got Matt Cross, MJF, got the Thick Boys, Main State Posse. God, so many people are going to be there. Ashley Vox is on the card. God, I know I'm kind of just
Tessa Blanchard, Deanna Brazo,
yeah,
Matt Cross,
yeah,
Martin Stone's
going to be there. Holy moly, David Starr. David Starr is going to be there. I mean, it's crazy, man. It's a absolute Eddie Kingston. I know, like, just when I think like, oh, that's probably it, like somebody says something else and I'm like, oh yeah, holy shit, that person's going to be there too. It's going to be a hell of a night. All three of us are going to be there. So if anything, come down and see us. And
top shelf Troy Nelson will be there. Ethan Page.
Yes, God, it's like, it's crazy, right? There's the card is so stacked, star-studded. I
got a chance to hang out with Ethan Page a little bit on Sunday.
Yeah, cool guy, right?
Yeah, very cool.
Cool guy. Yeah.
Also got the crap scared out of me by Dan Moff.
Oh yeah, jeez.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, a very nice guy, very very nice guy, just very intimidating looking. And he's asking me, he's like, because he bought a T-shirt and he wanted to know where it was, and I was just like, Frankie's got it.
Yeah, right. You're like, I don't know where your T-shirt is. So he's not coming on the podcast.
Get out of my face.
Yeah.
No, he was super nice. I was just like, you're a scary looking man.
Oh my goodness.
Apparently, I remember the Beyond Wrestling and Twitter was doing an Ask Beyond thing, and I asked who was the best smelling wrestler, and they said it was Dan Moff.
Really? Wow. That takes me by complete surprise. Let's see. Well, that's it, man. That's it for the plugs. Guys, this movie, made for TV movie, mind you, Thunder in Paradise, got a 4.3 out of 10 on IMDb. I'll be straight up with you guys. I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, it's not good, but it's not bad. It's not a 4.3, I don't think. What did you guys think? Connor, what'd you think?
I'm kind of surprised it's rated that highly, even though I'm personally a big fan of Thunder in Paradise. I thought it would be lower than 4.3.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Harmon, what do you think?
Oh, come on. It was a solid 5.
Yeah, right. Solid 5 out of 10.
4.7.
4.7 out of 10. Okay. All right. Well, let's move forward with this review here. We get the opening, and first of all, did everybody watch this for free on YouTube? Because that was a great find, Connor.
I didn't feel like digging out the VHS. I owned the Thunder in Paradise 1 and 2 on VHS.
I love that you own both of those on VHS. That's amazing.
And they have Thunder in Paradise 2 on YouTube as well. I saw that. So if if I'm invited back after this.
Oh my goodness, yes, absolutely. Maybe we'll end this season with it. We started this season with this first one. Maybe we'll end the season with number 2. All right. So we open the movie opens with just like girls on a boat. A classic like early 90s style, big hair, big boobs, small bikinis, like bright.
My favorite.
Your favorite. I know, it definitely was like a nice blast to the past. I was like, oh, did I just find my dad's like porn collection? This is awesome. So and they're just like hanging out on the boat. They're like putting suntan lotion on. They're drinking
Mai Tais.
Yeah, drinking Mai Tais. Yeah. And then like everything starts to shake, and it's the Hulkster coming through on his big ass boat called Thunder. And then the opening theme song's amazing. Just that.
It's an incredible theme song.
It's great. I loved it. It just basically is Thunder in Paradise over and over again. And so it's the Hulkster who plays RJ Hurricane Spencer and his sidekick Brew, who's played by Chris Lemmon. And he looked really familiar to me. I don't recognize him from anything else.
He's the son of Jack Lemmon.
Is he? Okay.
Yep.
That makes sense then.
I'm not sure what else he's been in, but I remember I saw like an E! True Hollywood story back in the late 90s on Jack Lemmon, and Chris Lemmon was interviewed. And I'm like, oh my God, it's the guy from Thunder in Paradise.
It's Brew.
It's Brew.
That's good. Brew seemed like the comic relief to this movie. Harmon, what did you think of Brew?
Yeah. You don't know. He's kind of like he was like token sidekick. He's like talking about going to MIT, and he's calling regular hackers, fleas on a dog's butt or something. Real hackers hack satellites and stuff. It's
oh my goodness.
Very, very, very in your face on being a super nerd, but also, a Navy SEAL, and he's cool.
Apparently.
Yeah, he's still a badass, but he's just not as badass as Hulk.
Right. And did you guys catch, his name's Brew, and all I could think of is like that Hulk named him after like Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
Well, his last name was Brubaker.
Oh, is that what it is? Brubaker?
Yeah. Well, according to IMDb, his name was Martin Brubaker.
So they come cruising by, and they're on like this rescue mission to rescue. They got to retrieve the wife and son for somebody. So the boat Thunder, let's talk about the boat Thunder. We're kind of introduced to the boat Thunder. It's very apparent that this thing is like a giant piece of shit, right? Like nothing works on this boat. It's like a prototype that nothing works on. Like the stealth doesn't work.
And it's also got the like some kind of, space-time bending going on, because the outside of the boat is one size and the inside of the boat is like, Snoopy's doghouse or something.
It's gigantic.
Hermione's purse. I don't know. It's something different. It's
it's out of control. Like it's out of control about the whenever they go inside the boat. It's just like, oh, this is clearly a studio.
Right. Yeah, the thrusters don't work. Somehow it's like super fast on water, but it's got a big freaking hole in the bottom of it. Where they can go in and out of it. I would think that would harm the hydrodynamics of this boat.
Yeah, like he jets out of that. He jets out of the jet ski. He's got all this like cool. He's a whole jet ski inside the boat, which is nuts.
There's like more than one too. I think.
Yeah.
Like in the series, there was like a pair of jet skis in there.
Yeah, it's like bigger than like a downtown Portland apartment. It's fantastic down there.
Yeah.
Connor's like, yeah.
Yes, it is.
Bigger than my place.
Yeah. So they so the plan, I guess, is for Hulkster to like get on this jet ski and cruise in to land and basically get retrieve this wife and son. And did you guys find that Hulk is like comically large for the jet ski? Like he's just
comically large for everything. Like later on, he's like sneaking around a boat, and his head is like over the door frames.
Yes, yeah.
I'm like, who is gonna miss a 6'5", 285-pound man sneaking around your boat?
Oh goodness, oh man. And then so he like dives on this jet ski and he like goes cruising in. There's bullets flying everywhere, by the way. Like, I mean, there's action movie stuff, but then this was just like insane. Like he has no protective gear. He's just out there in like some short shorts riding a jet ski, getting shot at by like a million bullets.
Some very short shorts.
Yeah, short, tight shorts for the Hulkster in this movie, like all around, all the time. I will say the Hulkster's in like prime shape in this movie.
Phenomenal shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like peak 1993 Hulkster. This is great. He was in so what he must have just jumped ship to WCW around then, I'm thinking, or
I think he was between in transition.
WWF and WCW. That's how he got tied with WCW, was indirectly because of Thunder in Paradise, because they both were filming at Disney Studios at the time.
Okay, that makes sense. Right on. So he goes cruising in there. He jumps off the jet ski. He's swimming around. He goes underwater. Connor, what did you think of the scene where Hogan's underwater, like pushing those giant beams?
It was a little bit hard to believe, but somehow that wasn't the most like. We'll get to like Hogan's most absurd feat of strength later in this movie. It was like you don't think you can top that, but he like literally like caused a pier to collapse with his sheer strength.
Yeah, yeah. I just found it hilarious. I was like, "Oh my god, they're jumping the shark like immediately in this movie." The first scene,
right?
Yeah. And
you can't
then
say you don't know what you're going to get yourself into. They let you know what you're in for right away in this one.
Oh yeah, immediately. Like this is happening throughout this movie. Deal with it. So Hogan and Brew, they get they retrieve the wife and son for this guy. They bring them back, and then they're trying to escape, and like these choppers are coming at them. They're gonna shoot him down, but Brew hits the thrusters, which don't work at all until like he like hits the keyboard harder, and then for some reason it works. So again, just really emphasizing that Thunder is a prototype and nothing really works when they need it on Thunder.
And I can't believe how shocked they are when they don't get a government contract.
Yes. Yeah, that comes in a little bit. I was absurd how much that boat cost. Anyway, so there's a great.
There's nothing like Thunder, man. Come on, Hurricane. There's nothing like Thunder. I can't believe they didn't pick us. You mean the boat that nothing works on? Yeah, I can't believe they went with somebody else.
I know. Well, we could talk about that. I mean, that we can jump ahead for a minute and talk about that scene because it's just so crazy. Like the boat is like $93,000, which I was like, that's a lot, but not really. If you look at like what
for like as high tech as that boat is supposed to be,
right?
$93,000 seems like really like a really low ball amount. Like they had no idea how much that boat would actually cost. Like they just like guessed it.
No, I agree.
I mean, it does have stealth technology on it. I mean, it links to satellites.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It has guns on the bow.
Yeah. I know, like those guns alone would be like $93,000.
Like those guys aren't running the fucking nose candy on the weekends in that thing. You know, like little Colombian drug lords, little trip to Cuba. I mean, a boat that fast and that stealthy, definitely he's got bales of cocaine on it.
Yeah,
that's what those boats were designed for.
Oh yeah, drug running, absolutely. Yeah, just hanging out in the
Like that's how the whole sport of boat racing came about.
Is it really?
Like, well, how fast can we get cocaine to Cuba?
This fast. So then
I didn't even know boat racing was actually I mean, I'm sure there were so many sports back in that.
It's still a sport.
I mean, I'm sure it's out there.
Yeah, it's on, the Ocho. It's on ESPN 8.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So then there's like this great bikini thong tits bouncing montage that kind of comes in.
With like there's a big like reggae song as the like old British guy is walking around the hotel.
Yes.
Like the old really bad early 90s pop reggae.
Yes. Yep. And then we kind of meet Kelly is her name. She's like the tiki bar bartender, and she does a little cherry stem tying of the knot thing in her mouth, and then there's like two dudes there just like looking like they're gonna go give each other the Dutch rudder there. They're just they're like all in love.
Kelly, played by Carol Alt, who if you Google her name, you'll find out why she was a big deal.
What's her deal? Tell me.
I think she was in Playboy. She was a well-known model.
Oh, really? Nice. There you go.
I think she
was definitely an attractive lady.
I think she even posed nude in Playboy at like a really late age too.
Yeah. I think in like the early 2000s.
She was like in her 40s when she did it.
Yeah.
Wow. Good for her.
In 2008 she was in Playboy at 48 years old.
Nice.
Good for her.
Yeah. She was good in this movie for the part that she had, I thought. So let's see what else is going on. Oh man, the scene with the Hulk with Hulk and this little girl, whose name is Jess, I think. Yeah, Jess.
Yeah,
Jessica. Yeah.
Yeah. This whole scene and relationship between the two of them is kind of weird. I don't know what you guys thought about this, but
like with the shark and everything. Yeah.
Yeah,
he's fishing. Yeah, really he's just digging out stuff out of the shark's body.
Yeah, like a necklace, and then immediately puts it on her. Like he rinses it off with like
just a little rinse of water, and go ahead, put that on, kid.
Yeah, it was only in a living animal.
Yeah, I'm not sure like how he's hanging out with this 6-year-old kid.
Yeah, like where's her adult?
Right, and he's
too busy running the hotel.
Right. Yeah. But I just thought it was weird that like Hulk is just this guy, he's this bachelor, and this little girl is just like, it's fine to just hang out with him. And I mean, he's a nice enough guy, but it's like they don't really have any relationship. It's not like family to her or anything. It's just like this random guy that like lives. He's
like the king of the Hulk's like the king of the beach. He's like the big man on campus.
Yeah. I kind of he's Hulk, so it's kind of given.
Everybody, yeah. And she's like an annoying, pestering little kid. I guess by like that's just what happens in these type of shows.
Right. Yeah, apparently. There always has to be one. That's the stereotypical, like, oh, we gotta have an annoying brat around. Oh, here you go. So that
especially in like the early 90s, I feel like that was the heyday of like annoying brats.
Oh yeah.
Pestered adults.
Oh, for sure. And then we go to like a quick scene, like what Harm was talking about earlier, like where Brew is kind of pep talking Thunder, and he's like, he's saying that he was first in his class at MIT, which is like complete bullshit. There's no fucking way he was. But he's like, I don't know. He's basically blaming Thunder for malfunctioning during that mission, giving a little pep talk, which I thought was silly. And then what else is happening? Guys, this is like 30 minutes into this movie. Like, and literally nothing has happened. Like, they did this mission.
No, we haven't even entered in the main plot yet.
Right,
it's also 30 minutes into this podcast, and we are right on time.
Yeah. And then the Hulkster's eye patch just seems to come and go. Have you guys noticed that? I noticed that at this moment.
Now, the eye patch, when he does the arm wrestling, he takes the eye patch off, and that thing is like bloody red. Like I think that was an actual like injury that he was working through.
Well, yeah, that was like WrestleMania 9 when I wonder if that was that around that time when he had that black eye.
Yeah, because that thing was red.
Yeah, I think that was around the time when he he actually did have that black eye that he had for WrestleMania 9.
So they just kind of worked that into the story, like, Kowalski punched you, and now you have to wear an eye patch, which I just thought it was weird because it just kind of came and went. Like you could tell that, like,
it might have been a thing where they just kept, like, they had to like delay filming or something. Where it's like, because it seemed like it got better and worse, like depending on the scene.
Oh, totally, absolutely, yeah. He had it like the very beginning of the movie.
I think it's just poor planning on the producers' parts.
Or just consistency, like, hey, just that your eye is better, but last scene he was wearing this eye patch. Just put it on, like, just for the
eye patch, my patch. Go on.
Yeah. Let's see. So then there's that scene where like Brew is telling, or I'm sorry, Hulkster's telling Brew that like they got denied that loan, or not the loan, but they got denied the buyout from the government, and that his loan. It's basically his Thunder's getting repoed. He's not gonna have Thunder in like a week or two or something like that. And then they have like this weird fight scene between the two of them, which is super awkward.
It wasn't like a fight. It was like they were just like testing each other.
Friendly, like
But it's just so much screaming, like just so much grunting and screaming, and like it just looked like something that like a martial artist would do, but neither of them know how to really fight. It just seemed really strange. It was so goddamn awkward. And then I kind of started to check out a little bit at the scene because I didn't really care much about it, but it is really where the main plot of the story comes about, is where the girls you get to meet I guess you met Megan earlier, so she's the mom of Jess, who didn't want Jess kind of hanging around.
She didn't want
Hulk Hogan parasailing with her.
That's what it was. They were doing this parasailing thing. But they come up with a plan. The girls come up with a plan that if she can marry Hurricane, the Hulkster, then that will fulfill her father's will. And
her father's will. So the Megan, the main lady, her father recently passed away. He owned the hotel, the big hotel, and there was a clause in it, if she didn't get married within a certain time period, her uncle, her evil British uncle,
the guy walking around in the suit,
instead of her,
he gets to take it over. So they kind of like come up with.
She only has 2 days to make it happen.
2 days. They only have 2 days to make it happen.
That's very Australian.
Yeah, I know. Not British.
No way you can get married in 2 days.
Yes, there you go. That's good. So then they kind of keep cutting back and forth between like these two scenes, but then Hulkster goes down to the local arm wrestling thing. He goes to check out Kowalski. I guess Kowalski's been talking some shit. Kowalski is played by none other than Jim the Anvil Neidhart, which I was very happy to see. I don't see enough Anvil in my life nowadays.
He was a great coked up like early 90s henchman.
Wow.
Yeah, pulling on the goatee a lot.
Yeah, I mean, he was basically Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Like they didn't have to
no, he wasn't really playing a part. That was they probably didn't even need to tell him.
Yeah, they didn't have to.
I just picture that guy like eating a bowl of Adderall in the morning, like it was cereal.
Yeah, he beats Brutus. Brutus the Barber Beefcake is in there.
Everybody beat Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Come on,
that's true. So he beats Brutus in an arm wrestling match, and then Hulkster walks down, and they arm wrestle. And Kowalski goes to hit him. He blocks the punch, and then he kind of like knocks out Anvil. And then apparently that's how you win an arm wrestling match, because he wins and everybody cheers.
Yeah, he just punched it. Yeah, he just punched out Anvil.
And everybody's just like, yay. So everybody
celebrates.
Yeah, so that was just a weird scene, but I like that they worked Anvil and Brutus, and then Jimmy Hart was also there. He was kind of like the
Jimmy
ref.
Hart.
Yeah,
and Hercules was there too in the background.
Oh, was he? I didn't even see Hercules. Yep. Very good.
He's there. Yep.
Nice. And so then Megan basically she wants to talk to the Hulkster. She tells him the plan. Hulk says, hey, I owe 93,000 on this bad boy. And Megan's like, well, I will cover it if you marry me. And then so she can keep her hotel to fulfill that that clause in the father's will. And then so they basically have to like put on this fake wedding, or not, I guess not even fake. I mean, it's a real wedding, but it's, a fake relationship. Which, I mean, spoiler alert, but like I just assumed that they would like fall in love. I assumed that they would fall in love during this movie, but they just don't. They're like even right after.
Yeah, that's one thing I did. That's the one thing I like about this is they still kind of hate each other at the end.
Yeah, like they're just.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. So then what's going on? And again, I'm keeping like track of the time on this, and this movie takes almost as long as this podcast, as Harmon pointed out. We're like 45 minutes into this, and like really not a lot is happening. It's just they're kind of setting some things up. There's like a weird exchange between Brew and Kelly, like at the tiki bar. Did you guys catch this scene?
Yeah. Super
weird, right? Like Brew is really creepy. Like he's really persistent, but to a point where it's kind of creepy.
Yeah, and he's pretty graphic by like 90s like PG-13 action standards.
Oh yeah. He's basically asking her like her dream, and then she's like very explicit about like how she wants to be a granite sculptor or something, and
she wants to be a marble sculptor in Italy.
Yes.
And then Bruce dreams just like, I want to bone you.
Yes. That was pretty much it. That was it. That was the exact scene. And he was very, I'm trying to think of like how he said it. He said like, I want a relationship with you, like in the conjugal sense or something. I was
in the conjugal sense. I want to get to know you in the biblical sense.
Tell me your dream, and I'll tell you my dream. Come on. Talk to Brew.
Okay. Ever since I was a kid, I wanted to go to Italy, to Florence, and apprentice myself out to an artist, and sculpt nudes out of Carrara marble, like Michelangelo's David. There is nothing in the world as sensual as running your hands over the contours of the marble, closing your eyes and feeling the smooth, cool texture. That's rough-hewn strength. I told you it was stupid.
No, not at all. It was, listen, if you ever need a model like that.
Well, what's yours?
My what?
Your dream.
My dream? My dream. It's similar to your, I mean, it's not about marble or anything. It's about a real woman. Actually, it's about you, Kelly. I dream about the two of us connecting in a conjugal kind of way.
Brew. Oh, Brew.
And she shoots him down right away.
Oh, like immediately. She's like, yeah, I want no part of this. And then out of nowhere, we see a Giant Gonzalez sighting. It's just like,
yes.
hey, there's Giant Gonzalez.
He's the second bad guy. He's like the big henchman for the second bad guy.
Yeah, and that's
so yeah.
Yeah, like we're 45 minutes into this movie, and we finally
you mean Flash Gordon?
Yes, Sam Jones.
Yes. We're
it's a great, super coked out 80s bad guy, or it's the 90s, but it's like
still so much coke.
Oh yeah. he was hopped up. So like I was gonna say, we're 45 minutes into this, and we're finally just being introduced to pretty much the main bad guy, I think, in this movie. I mean, the overall storyline, or like the underlying storyline with, the Megan's uncle, but he doesn't have a lot of screen time. It's more of like a stipulation. Like he's not really like in there foiling plans or anything. This guy Kilmer, he's kind of like the main bad guy. He's like, he wants to steal the necklace that Hurricane gave Jess, because it, I guess, is a map to lead to like a treasure So he wants to steal this necklace. And again, we're 45 minutes into this and we're just now meeting like the villain of the movie. I was like, holy shit, how many more people are they going to add to this movie? I don't know. What did you guys say with first impressions of Kilmer?
He just was like this is like just a very stereotypical like early 90s action series bad guy, just really coked up and just generically evil.
Yeah.
But like super clean cut. Like super clean cut though. He was talking about like working on like barges with felons and stuff, and I'm like, this guy looks like he just came off Wall Street.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, exactly. I didn't buy that one bit. And then so I don't know, it's wedding time. I again, like I thought like the wedding would be like the main like or like the finale, but it's just like, hey, it's wedding
like the
time.
Halfway point. Yeah,
halfway point. We get the wedding. There's this weird exchange when they're like going through their ideas here, and I guess I didn't really catch it. Maybe you guys can explain it to me a little bit better. But Hulkster demands 51%. What does he want 51% of?
Yeah, she wants to be the Vince McMahon owner of the car. She wants to have last say.
Of
yep,
what?
You can have as much as you want.
Of the boat?
Yeah, she wants final say. She wants to be Vince McMahon of the boat.
Oh, okay. Because I don't know. I just didn't get it. Like I was like, oh, he wants
want a controlling share.
Huh. Okay.
If you own 51%, you get last say.
Yeah, no, I get that, but Hulkster is the one that said he wanted 51%.
Yeah, but she ended up getting 51% instead.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because she's like, I won't say, I'll say no. And then finally he gives in.
Oh, okay. See, I thought it was the other way around. I thought Hulkster.
Nope.
Huh.
Yeah, he did. He did want 51%, but she said, no way.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. What the fuck does she want with that boat?
I don't know.
That's bullshit.
It is bullshit.
All she wants, what? This doesn't make any sense.
Bitch.
Doesn't make any sense. Connor, what the hell, man? This doesn't make any sense. Why does she want 51% of the boat? She just wants her damn hotel. Why is she extorting the Hulkster here? God damn it.
Because she's British.
Unbelievable. So Kilmer, he successfully steals a necklace from Jess after like trying to buy it from her for like $20 and then $100. And Jess she's a kid. She doesn't know what money means. Like, nice try. Why not like bring
bullshit. She knew that if he was willing to offer $20, it was worth way more.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, she did seem like street smart. So, but then she was like easily, tricked.
Yeah, he's like, it looks a little loose, honey. Let me fix it for you.
Yeah, and she's like, okay. Like, all right. So she turns around. He unties it and takes it and runs. Hulkster notices, though. He chases him down.
Yeah. I thought that was kind of weird that she was smart enough to know that it was worth more than $100, but she fell for that. Like, let me tighten your necklace.
Yeah, that old gag. Yeah.
I was like, really?
Yeah. Hulkster
She's
chases
supposed to be super smart. Like, that's a pretty dumb thing to do.
Yeah, you're a dumb kid.
Fucking kids.
Fucking dumb kid.
But you're a kid.
Yeah. Hulkster tackles him, and they start fighting. And
it's where Giant Gonzalez comes in.
Yeah, Johnny Gonzalez comes in and
throws him around.
He beats the fuck out of Hulk Hogan. Like it's fucking Starcade.
Johnny Gonzalez was a lot stronger in movies than he actually was in.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
And he didn't have to wear that stupid skin suit with the fur stuck to it.
Yes.
He looks way more impressive in this movie. Like Giant Gonzalez looks like way more. I think this is probably like I think I saw Giant Gonzalez in Thunder in Paradise before I saw him in WWF. I think this is like my first time seeing Giant Gonzalez because like when I saw him wrestling, I'm like, something off about this guy with the spray painted bodysuit. He looked better in Thunder in Paradise.
Yeah, just with like the fatigues and yeah. It's funny that you mentioned his strength in here because I made a note about that. I was like, his strength is like defying like gravity. Like they do like these close up shots and you're led to believe that he's just effortlessly like picking Hulk Hogan up, who's arguably like, 300
270.
Oh, he was He was like 300 back then. Like he was like a solid.
He was billed as 320 back in his heyday.
Yeah, and I mean he did. Yeah, he did look lean in this movie, but yeah, he's a big dude. I mean, Giant Gonzalez is like picking him up with one hand, like no strain.
He like throws him around like Uncle Phil throwing around DJ Jazzy Jeff on the Fresh Prince. There's literally like a shot of that where it's like the same thing from like Fresh Prince, except with Hulk Hogan instead of DJ Jazzy Jeff, like Hulk flying through the air.
Yeah, which is absurd, right? Because it's Hulk Hogan.
Right.
Right. No, he never did that in the wrestling ring.
No. So the necklace like shatters. The beads go everywhere. And they're like Kilmer's like trying to pick them up, and I'm just like shaking my head like, come on, man. Like you're never gonna find them. There's so many of them.
You need a sifter and
metal detector.
An hour.
Yeah. So Kilmer and Giant Gonzalez, they leave. Hulk's all beat up. Everybody comes on over, like Brew and Megan and everybody. They get a metal detector. They get all the beads back. They're inside. They're like putting the beads together. It's a map of some treasure or some treasures, I guess. Again, like there are a lot of details of like around this part that I'm like
multiple. Yeah, it's like a big treasure load that was left by some guy that was at San Quentin.
Yeah, see, those are all the details that I was like, I had no idea about. I was just like, yeah, okay. I got the gist of it. It's a treasure.
It's just one of those movies where after a while, after so many like montages and fight scenes, your eyes kind of glaze over and you're like, what's going?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let's see. So then, so Hulk and Brew and Megan, they go to track down this treasure by following this map. And in the meantime, Giant Gonzalez kidnaps Jess and Kelly while they're on the beach. Like he manages to like sneak up on them. Did anybody else find this weird? He's like 7 feet tall, a giant man, and out of nowhere he's just there. And I'm like, what? They're on a beach. You can see somebody coming a mile away on a beach. Like, what the hell? So, I don't know. I just found it weird. So let's see. Hulkster and Brew and Megan, they're tracking down this treasure. They get to a point where they're kind of stuck, and they're like, "Oh, this should be right here. There should be an X here." And they just start to sit on some rocks, and Hulkster climbs a gigantic tree again, like effortlessly. Like he's just like climbing.
Well, he used a grappling hook.
I guess, but still, like there's a scene where it's like, he's obviously standing on something, like standing on a platform, because he's just holding it with like one hand. He's just like, hey, and he like looks down and he sees that the rocks are like laid out in a big giant X. And
I like it. He goes over to her and goes, "Get off the rock." She's like, "No, find your own rock." He's like, "Get off the rock." X marks the spot. She's like, "Oh, I found it."
I found it. Friggin' Megan. She's my least favorite character in this movie. So they move like this giant styrofoam rock, which is very obvious made of styrofoam. The Hulkster is like, he's trying to act it out like it's heavy, but he's not like underneath it. He's like got a terrible angle on this rock and it's just still moving. It's just crazy. And then underneath the rock, they discover like this lake, I guess, or like not lake, but water. And then they find the treasure, like just like that, very easily. I find I feel like this treasure was very easily found. I don't know. What did you guys think? Like this was like the easiest treasure ever to find.
Yeah, it was just like bundled up with like rope and a couple of rafts, they said. Like,
yeah,
sealed up rafts.
Yeah. And so while they're down there, Kilmer and his boys, they start shooting at them, and they end up stealing the treasure, and then closing, moving that rock back and like basically trapping them in there. So they have to find another way out. And Connor, how do they find a way out?
They swim it. Is that when they swim out?
Yeah, it sure is.
Yes,
sure is, buddy.
And then when we see Hulk in his Speedo.
Yes, I feel like Hulk always.
Stanley.
Yeah, Hulk's always in a Speedo in this movie. He was in a Speedo when they were parasailing with like that little girl like right in front of him, which I thought was.
Yeah, he's in like a weird like tropical Speedo that looks like kind of like like bathing suit bottoms that like my grandmother would wear with like floral prints and.
Yes. Yeah.
Like granny panty Speedo.
Yeah, super weird.
That's a control top, I think.
Yeah.
The control top, yeah. So they got to find this way out, and so they get some string, and Hulk is preparing to swim underneath all this, basically underneath the land, underneath the coral reefs, swimming in between these little tunnels and the coral reef and shit. And he's holding his breath for a ridiculous amount of time, right, guys? A crazy amount of time.
Yeah, he was down there for 6 minutes. It seemed like I'm well, he's dead.
Yeah, all of a sudden he's David Blaine, out of nowhere.
And no oxygen or anything.
Okay, but then they go back and Brew makes up an airbag to bring with them.
Yes.
And I don't even remember them taking breaths. But as soon as the girl took a breath, there was no air left, and she just passes out. Done. And they just drag her out. And then as soon as they get to the boat and come up through the hole, she's breathing again.
I know.
They didn't have to give her about the mouth. She didn't swallow any water. Just passed out cold.
Yeah.
But then as soon as her body touched fresh air, she started breathing again.
Yeah. One thing I found extremely crazy in this scene, besides the Hulkster holding his breath for 9 minutes, is he gets to the other side and looks up and sees, that he can just go up there and take a breath, but he doesn't. He just turns around and swims the entire way back. And and string the guy.
And the boat too. The boat is tied behind another boat. It is 600 yards offshore. It would have taken me an hour to swim out there.
Yeah. So funny. But I just thought it was so funny. It's why wouldn't you just go up, grab a breath?
I am built like a walrus. I mean, I am streamlined.
You really are. Yeah. And then he just swims all the way back. And then he's almost dead. By the time he gets back, he's just sucking wind. It's well, dude, you had the opportunity to just take a breath. What the hell is that about?
Just one quick, Yeah.
Just the fuck, Hulk. And then, like you said, they build this airbag contraption. She takes a couple breaths out of it, and then she passes out, and then they just kind of drag her out. And what's funny is they made such a big deal of the Hulkster having this ability to hold his breath for a long time, yet Brew was down there the same amount of time taking no breaths. So Brew himself.
Well, they were both Navy SEALs, John. They know how to do this kind of thing.
That's true.
Yeah,
trained.
That's part of their Navy SEAL training.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't even really think about that. Huh. I guess. Do Navy SEALs do that? Can they hold their breath underwater for 9 minutes? Is that a thing?
No, not 9 minutes.
not 9 minutes, probably not.
No, Jesus. They were down there
3.
Forever. Yeah, they were down there forever. That underwater bag was pretty insane, though. It was very apparent that when they were carrying it through, it was clearly full of water, until
you know how hard it would be to swim with a bag full of air?
Yeah, I was thinking that same thing. It would just be
you would have just been stuck to the roof of the cave the whole time trying to pull that thing.
It would just be this constant anchor.
Dude, you ever try to sink a beach ball? Impossible.
Oh, you can't do it. No, it's terrible. Yeah, but they're just effortlessly again, just carrying it through.
One 20-inch beach ball will hold a 300-pound man above water. I mean,
yeah. You'd know from experience, dude.
Are you kidding? I sink those things now.
So they get back on board of the ship, and they prep, I guess, or something. I don't know. The next thing I remember is that Hulk's beating the shit out of Giant Gonzalez, it's fucking Starcade or something.
Yeah. Well, he gets on the boat and he has to put face paint on him. The lady's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Psychological warfare."
Psychological warfare. he puts the hair back in a ponytail.
Yeah, but did you see he put black paint in the the V of his bald spot?
Oh, that's funny.
It followed his hairline.
Yeah, see, I didn't even catch the part when he was prepping for that. I just noticed it later, and I was like, why the hell does he have camo face paint on? They're just.
Well, they just showed him he made one line on his face and then said psychological warfare. Next thing you know, he's done up like Schwarzenegger in Commando.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
He's just like kicking ass on the boat, putting people in sleeper holes, punching the karate. There was that stereotypical like late 80s, early 90s action scene where there's a guy who's really good at karate, but Hulk Hogan just punches him out.
Yeah.
He watches him forever and then finally just throws the right hand. Like, eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that one guy, he gets in front of the doorway and then like you see him sink down. Okay, the camera is still at like 5'6". This guy walks out, apparently looked over the top of Hulk Hogan, and Hulk Hogan's arm just comes up and grabs the guy by the throat. It's like, you didn't see that guy right there. Like there.
How do they catch the Hulkster? Like, how do they subdue him? I can't remember, because he gets like tied up and shit, right, and then thrown overboard. But how do they get him? How do they? Oh, I'm just forgetting. Like, do you guys know?
I'm trying to think. They were getting ready to toss the girls overboard. The little girl and the bartender there,
Kelly. Yeah.
And I can't remember now.
Yeah, but they all three of them get thrown overboard, right?
Yeah, and Hulk he's like he does like David Blaine. He like breaks through the like shackles and
this movie is obviously where David Blaine got all of his material.
He just uses his super strength to like rip off the he's like tied to like it's like he's shackled to some big metal weight. Yeah, and he just like
it was like a big block. Like, where did they find that thing?
Oh man,
he hulks up like you would in the wrestling ring, except for since it's a movie, he can like hulk up on like an absurd. He can cheat death and knock down peers.
Yeah,
Roids.
Steroids. I don't remember much about this scene, like how he kind of turns the table on that. Like I
don't know. I spaced it.
Connor, if you remember, how does
they get back to the boat and they take off, and the bad guys fire a Stinger missile at him.
That's
and he outruns the missile, does a U-turn, comes back towards the boat, and the missile is getting closer, and he's like, "Good, I want it to," and then turns out of the way, and the missile hits the boat and blows.
Yeah, the missile somehow hits. Yeah.
See, is Hulk driving the boat though?
Yes.
Yeah. See, I feel like
you can't tell because it looks like he's in a command center, but it's really the tiny hull of his boat.
Yeah. See, I feel like Brew was the captain of that ship, and Hulk was like
he was more the first mate, engineering, navigator.
I guess. Yeah. I feel like he had more of a connection with the boat than Hulk.
Oh, he did.
Yeah,
he
but
did.
I don't know.
But
so
it was his baby.
Yeah. So he pulls a Yui. He leads the missile to Kilmer, to the ship that Kilmer's on, and then big kaboom, and that's it. What about like the treasure? They just blow that treasure up. Like
they mentioned like how they really they just brush it off really quickly where they're like that, like Brew is like, what about the treasure, Spence, and Spence is like, we'll make more money on future episodes.
Yeah, he does too. He's like, we'll come back for it later.
Yeah, it's just like, no worries.
There's always another day in paradise. I think that's what he says.
Something like that. Yeah, it's like, oh well, whatever. We'll get it later.
Yeah, so it's just insane.
Spence, what about the treasure, man?
There's always another day in paradise.
So they get back, and his wife now is like wearing like sexy negligee.
Yeah,
and, like Hulk's in bed with her.
Yeah, because the old British uncle like had like put spy cameras in the bedroom to see if it was a sham marriage or not. So Hulkster, this is the part that sticks with me, the ending, and Hulkster and his wife have to pretend to have sex and like convince the uncle and like the private detective that he hired that they're actually in love. Like, so they have to fake some passionate, steamy sex.
Yeah, and I kind of bought this at first until they started kind of like talking to each other, but I was like, oh man, because I've seen this this recipe, like over and over again. I'm like, oh, they fell in love. She obviously like wants to bang him now because he saved her life. She's kind of loosening up a little bit in the lingerie and stuff. And then, this is going to work out great for the Hulkster. And then, nope, lo and behold, they're just putting on the ruse to fool the uncle who's videotaping them, which is super creepy. And Uncle's getting more than he paid for.
Yeah. I can't think of a better way to end this movie than with like Hulk Hogan loudly faking an orgasm
while getting his lip bit off.
It was super super awkward. Like the groans that man was making. I was like, wow.
He was biting him.
So weird. And then I agree, Connor. Like, what a weird way to end it. Like it just goes, and then it's just like it cuts to credits, and it's just like Thunder in Paradise.
And Bruce downstairs in the hot tub with the mom from Facts of Life and
Mrs. Garrett.
Mrs. Garrett.
She's in Mrs. like Garrett. 3 scenes. It doesn't really. I always think like, Mrs. Garrett's here. She's gonna do something, but she doesn't really. She's just there.
She doesn't do anything in this movie. Oh my god. There's another kind
except for being out in the hot tub with Brew.
I know. Yeah, Brew strikes out again with Kelly. Brew did get a smooch though earlier when they climb aboard the boat after saving her life. He goes to give her mouth to mouth, and she's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Giving you mouth to mouth," and she's like, "I don't need that." But then she reels him back in and gives him a little smooch, which I thought was good for Brew. And again, just my 80s kid at heart, I was like, "Oh, I've seen this scenario." Like they obviously fall in love, but nope. Again, just did the smooch, and then later in the hot tub, she's like, "Nah, I'm all set. Like I'm good."
I'd like to bring up a character we haven't talked about yet, but Nicole. She was
super hot.
At the beginning. God, she was Hurricane's woman,
Yes, yeah.
And she's like, "Well, let's take that parachute over the dunes, and I'll show you what real sailing is," or something like that. And he's like, "All right,"
Oh my god, his reaction to that was really silly. It was like a 17-year-old kid that like had never had sex before. He was like, "Ooh, okay, let's go." And like he's a 40-year-old man at this point.
That's the thing that one of my takeaways from this movie is like Hulk Hogan's just being treated like this like huge like sex symbol of the beach, like 40-year-old Hulk Hogan.
yeah. He's arguably like what, 40, right? He's in his 40s.
Yeah, he's been banging beach bunnies for 20 years.
Yeah. Oh my god. But again, like we said earlier, I mean, he was looking good, man. He was trimmed out. I mean, he was all tan. I mean, he was in good shape.
Wasn't floppy yet.
Yeah, it wasn't floppy yet. There was and I noticed it like in one scene specifically. It was when they were going, when he was getting all hulked up and he was going to go down to the arm wrestle Kowalski. Like he walked by and he had like the weightlifting belt on, and I was like, damn, man, like his shoulders were jacked and like his waist was like super trim. I was like, man, this is like fucking Hulk Hogan, man. This guy's gonna go destroy the world. So yeah, man, I don't know. This is prime Hulkster. But so
to think this is like lean Hulkster too, because like remember when he first came into the WWE, how like massive he was?
Yeah.
He was huge.
Yeah, like Rocky 3.
Oh, he was so thick.
Yeah. He definitely leaned out for a part of his career.
It must have been that yoga.
Yeah, this was like steroid trial era. So.
Oh yeah.
That's true.
It's true. Yeah, there's a lot going on around this time. And then
he's slowly stealing everybody from WWE, WWF to go to WCW.
Yeah, he's bringing over Macho. Oh yeah.
Jimmy Hart.
Yep, Jimmy Hart. Brutus.
Anvil.
Earthquake. God, that was about Tugboat. Yeah.
All those guys.
Yeah. So that's it, man. Yeah, just they kick in the Thunder in Paradise theme song and they roll.
Set them up for more adventures.
Right.
Yeah. And then I mean,
this became a weekly series, right?
Yeah, and I remember that a lot. I remember it being on whatever it was, TNT or whatever at the time. And I I remember it being like a constant like running show that I was like, oh, that's it. Thunder in Paradise is on. It's like right after like
I'd watch it every once in a while, but I just could not get over the fact of the boat looked this big on camera, and then when they went inside, it was a fucking the bat cave inside. It was huge. Even
as a kid, like, or even as like whatever.
Yeah, even as a kid, I was like, well, that doesn't make any sense.
I love it.
I may be 14, but my spatial awareness is fully developed.
Yeah, I didn't think like that at all. I was just like, ooh, Hulk Hogan, this is awesome. Wrestling nerd.
I gotta say though, I miss those high-waisted bikini bottoms, man.
Yeah, man.
They made every single girl's legs like 9 miles long.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. Like, I was not kidding when I was like, oh yeah, this is like exactly like my dad's porn stash. Like, this is exactly what he had back in the day. This is great. Yeah, for sure. It definitely rumbled some nostalgia turn-ons there. But anyway, so overall, so we kind of talked about at the beginning, like it got a 4.3. Harmon says a solid 5. Connor, what did you say? You said you're surprised that it got a 4.3?
I'm surprised. I would say in terms of my enjoyment, I would say definitely like a 7 or so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Nice.
But I would say in terms of my enjoyment, 7 or 8 there's a lot to enjoy here. Just very nostalgic. Yeah,
I don't know what it is about this movie, but I kind of liked it, even though like not a lot happens, but it did have like that TV feel, like that made for TV movie. Like, it had that TV feel.
It had that like the very. It wasn't like high quality enough to be like an actual like film, movie. But it was, I just couldn't imagine like that many empty boxes being on a boat. Woo! He went through so many boxes. None of them had anything in them.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you stack so many boxes on your deck that were all empty?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So funny. But yeah, it just made me feel good. It made me feel like I was just, watching TV and should have been doing my homework. But I was not. I was watching the Hulkster.
Like, yeah, just like boring, like Sunday afternoons.
Yeah, exactly.
Just, like oh man, this is on Fox.
Yeah,
after like Baywatch, but before Renegade.
Yes. Yes. 2 great references. Oh my God, Renegade. Oh, goodness.
And then Baywatch After Dark came on after that.
Oh yeah, that was a thing too, right? Around this time, Baywatch After Dark.
Oh, Baywatch was huge at this time.
Yeah, they had like
Hulk was on Baywatch. That's on YouTube too. That was the top 2 suggestions, was Thunder in Paradise 2 and the Baywatch episode with Hulk and Macho Man and Ric Flair and Vader.
Oh my goodness, we gotta watch that.
Is the Beach 95.
Is that a whole episode of Baywatch?
There's a whole episode, yeah, with Hulk Hogan and Macho Man are helping CJ and the rest of the gang save a community center.
Oh, CJ.
From Ric Flair and the Taskmaster.
Invader. Oh my goodness. Or whoever. I don't know. I was just throwing out like another random WCW guy back then. That's funny, man. We'll have to watch that. That'll be good.
Yeah, and it's taped at like the Bash at the Beach at the that was on a beach.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
So they show a lot of footage from that pay-per-view.
Yeah. Nice. I usually read like reviews, like bad reviews from IMDb, but there's really not a lot on here. There's only one, and I'm not even gonna read it because it's really fucking long. And I don't even find it that funny. But they gave him like 1 out of 10, and I was like, come on, have some fun with it. But I can't really find any other reviews on here. That
I had a hell of a time just trying to find this movie before Connor told me it was free on YouTube. Like I tried.
I
tried Amazon, I tried Netflix, I tried Google Play. I couldn't buy this movie, but you can watch it free on YouTube.
Yeah, I think it's illegal if you actually buy it. It's like criminal.
Yeah, there's a message on the computer that pops up like, we're not going to allow you to spend money on this.
Right, yeah. Oh, goodness.
Your location has been logged.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it, fellas. Any other final thoughts on Thunder in Paradise, starring the Hulkster and a slew of other professional wrestlers?
Well, I'm just glad it gave me my fulfillment of seeing Hulk Hogan versus Giant Gonzalez because we didn't see it in WWF.
Right?
True.
Yeah.
True.
It's true.
And I like the fact that Giant Gonzalez was actually wearing clothes that made him look badass and not ridiculous.
Not
a skin suit. That skin suit.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That weird like Bigfoot outfit. Ugh. With like painted on abs. It's weird. Goodness.
I wanted to be in. I don't know if they've covered it on any of like the Bruce Pritchard podcasts, but like I wanted to be in the meeting where it was like, this guy, he's too skinny. Like we got to think about a way to make him look bigger. I was like, why don't we give him a suit, full body suit with spray painted on abs? That'll work.
Yeah, with
airbrush
muscles and stuck on fur.
I like that. I like that he is like he goes down in history though, like with the Undertaker's streak. Like every time they mention like the streak and they go through guys like that the Undertaker had beaten like along that streak, like he always stands out that I'm like, oh my God, remember that guy? He was such a like one of those superstars that he just was not around for long. And if you look at it now, it's like that was so silly. But
it was just Undertaker didn't even pin him. It was a DQ after Giant Gonzalez pulled out that chloroform soaked rag.
Right. I mean, it wasn't even like decisive victory. Can you imagine if he was the only blemish on Taker's streak? For
right, if he'd actually beat the Undertaker with a chloroform soaked rag.
Yeah. Oh my God, how embarrassing. They were like, we're gonna put we don't know about this Undertaker guy. We're gonna put all our stock in Giant Gonzalez.
It's a big feature role in Thunder in Paradise.
Yeah.
I just imagine the production meeting, like, let's see, Taker, you got like 6 wins in a row, but I think it's time to end the streak now with this guy, Giant Gonzalez.
Yeah.
I think he's really going to be hot.
He's a real blue chipper, this Gonzalez. Oh, goodness. All right. Let's wrap it up here, boys. That was really it. That was Thunder in Paradise. Connor, thanks for joining us, man. Where are you gonna be, man? What do you got coming up? Any comedy shows? You got stuff coming up?
Lincoln's in Portland every Thursday. Lincoln's in Burlington, Vermont every Tuesday, and I'm gonna be at Aura in Portland on February 10th.
Nice, very cool, man.
You're gonna go to Burlington, Vermont every Tuesday?
Not every Tuesday. I'm gonna go there like once a month, most Tuesdays, but I'm going to be producing the shows.
Nice, man. We'll have to come out and check out some of your comedy shows down here in Portland or something. That'd be fun, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Cool, man. Where can people find you on social media if they want to follow?
You can find me at Connor McGrath Comedy on Facebook, and I'm on Twitter at Conman520.
Nice.
And that's CONNMAN 520 on Twitter.
Very good.
And every Thursday at Lincoln's in Portland.
Cool, man. Awesome, man.
I tried getting into Lincoln's once, but it was packed and it was hot, and I said to hell with it.
Wow. You found it, so that's good. That's half the battle.
Yeah, I found it.
That's half the battle.
I can tell you where it is, Johnny, but I'd have to kill you.
No, I know where it is. We're actually my wife Angie is actually really good friends with Angie from Lincoln's. So they actually grew up somewhat together. They up here. So yeah. So we're good buddies with them. So very cool, man. Harmon, where are you at on the old social media?
At Harmon316 and Instagram. Something.
Oh my God. Bub Harmon?
That's it.
That's it. I love that you, for probably 9 weeks running now, you just fail to remember your Instagram. It's pretty good.
I don't do a whole lot on Instagram.
No, you don't. Let's see. I'm at Johnny Fashion on Twitter. You guys can check out the show's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Maine Event Pod. And again, we're on Podbean, iTunes, the hotline 929-260-3099. And we got the Teespring store. Check that out. And I do want to give a quick shout out to the band Follow the Fox for doing our intro and outros. I failed to do that the last couple of weeks, which is very unprofessional of me. And I remember it after the fact every single goddamn time. So big shout out to Follow the Fox, Dylan and Sarah. They're based out of Denver, Colorado, with some roots and ties to this lovely state of Maine. And if you guys want to check them out, it's followthefoxband.com. And they're on Facebook and Instagram at Follow the Fox Band. That's it, boys. Thank you guys both for hanging out and watching Thunder in Paradise with me.
And I'll see you guys in Westbrook.
Absolutely, man. Let's check it out there. Limitless Wrestling. See you Friday, buddy. Connor, thanks so much. Harmon.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
No problem, buddy. Harmon, thank you as always for hanging out. And listeners at home, thanks for listening. Catch you later.
All right. Bye.
Bye.